we go through the tough times, but we celebrate our achievements as well, so that we don't only focus on the negative, but we also focus on what is it that we are doing to grow each other. Sometimes it's good to have people outside a particular industry who's got a different perspective altogether, because if you only focus on people that are in your specific field, sometimes they've got a bias in how they guide you, in how they advise you. It's very challenging because one, the culture it's set from the top. You know, if there's a very toxic and a bad culture, non-productivity, productivity, it's you. They look at you to say, but what are you driving?
Fellow miners, welcome to the Miners Podcast, the biggest and coolest mining podcast in the world. Before we start this episode, I just want to thank our partners, Sub-Sahara Power Distributors, for actually powering this movement. It's because of them that we get to actually tell you these mining stories. Today, we have a coal guy, a general manager from the coaling sector. You guys have been on my case, eh? No, you're always bringing hard rock people and so on. When are you bringing the coal people and stuff like that? And you've been saying since last we've made a post about Ramara coming to the show. Where's he? You're lying to us. Today he's finally here. After so many cancellations. But yeah, we're finally here and I'm excited. I'm very, very excited for this show, eh? Ramara lagay.
I'm good, my chief. Yeah, you're right. I mean, a couple of cancellations, family, work, other commitments. But yeah, at least you're finally here.
I mean, that's good. That's good. So now, you know, the Miner Podcast is just about telling your story and so on. But firstly, I just want to ask you this: were you born in a mining town to actually go into mining?
No, unfortunately not. Well, you could see. City of Gold, Jozi. I'm born in Jozi, but not in a mining town. I was born in Soweto, but Kotladi then moved to Tladi Clinic, then moved to Alexander in the same year when I was 1. And then, that's where I spent my years, my youth, growing up. Until then, I moved out of Alex, went to varsity, stayed at Res, and from Res, then I started to stay in the mining towns. And only years later, that's when I came back to Jozi. And again, I'm not in a mining town. So so I wasn't raised around the mine.
I know.
Yeah.
So what sparked your interest into the mining world? And how did that actual journey start? You understand? You started at varsity or did you start in the mines themselves and so on? Please tell us that story.
So funny enough, for me to get into mining, it was not even on my mind.
Yeah.
So I was doing my matric year. I had my geography teacher. You know, I was just telling, hey, you know what, I'm actually interested in doing chemical engineering because I was doing the sciences in high school.
Yes.
My mind was set on chemical engineering. I liked it. I liked what it entailed. I'm like, okay, that's what I applied for. Then during the course of the year, then I had a conversation with my geography teacher. He was from Venda, you know, he's Mr. Mawela. He's like, hey, man, you know, why don't you try mining? I don't know anything about mining. I don't know, man. I've got a friend of mine which gets you know, from Venda. That guy's got money.
Yeah.
I don't know, mining has got money. You know, it's predominantly white, managed. Not a lot of black people are there, especially in senior roles.
Yes.
And if you want to make money, go into that particular industry. Okay. Then I started to read up on mining. Then I got a sense of an idea, Mara. At the time, I was understanding your hard rock. Mara, I'm like, maybe this is not for me. But nonetheless, I went to varsity. I applied, Vets, UJ. And then, but unfortunately, I was not accepted into mining, Vets, because I applied a bit late. I was accepted into doing the physics. Then they told me I can bridge back into the second year. I can go into the mining. Then I went to Northern Belt, fortunately, OEJ. Went there, then I was accepted. Then I started my mining career from there. However, during the course of my first year, and then Raya for a tour, I was like, no, it's not for me. Because I think we went to at the time Goldfields, go Driefontein. I think it was go Kloof. Went for a mine visit and I got to see, understand the stove, what they could raise the winds, you're traveling on garden. No, this is not from Gazi is gay, like it was father. So but then I like, you know what, maybe there's more to it. Let me start understanding it a bit more. Then obviously during the course, Anzela was gay, like interacting with a lot of people, you understand the different facets you're mining, the different commodities, you understand, and you get to then realize, it's a journey. You start there, very in the stopes, but you can make your way up until senior management, and then where we are today. So that's how I got into my. It was never my interest. Okay. I just okay. To say
okay, nice. So I think I saw that you did your mining responsibility with Exaro. How was it that time when you were a miner? Like, do you ever have back memories about that time, during that time? And whatever odds that were faced your way, how did you overcome them? Because I feel like you're from school, a lot of graduates, when they get there on the mining, working as a miners, more responsible, they face hard times. So to them watching this podcast, how did you overcome those challenges, and what were those challenges, especially during your time?
So I wouldn't say the job itself was tough. Yeah. I think it's the environment. Yeah. I mean, it was scale, out of varsity, it's relaxed. Then, bam, you get into the workplace. Yeah. Now you must be in charge. Yeah. I mean, you're in charge of my time. You know, these people are old enough to be your father, your brother, your uncle. Yes. And it's a team, very close-knit team or community. They've been working together for long. And then here you are. And they've developed a culture, a way of working as a team. And then some of them, they've achieved quite good results. Others, you find that they're struggling teams. Then you must slot yourself in this team and you must be accepted as part of that particular tribe. So the main challenges was, how do I manage this team of experienced adults? You know, sometimes there's that rebellion around, we can't listen to you. This is how things are done. But until a point you're like, gents, at the end of the day, you might be experienced, you know what to do, but I'm in charge.
Exactly.
You know, it's my responsibility to give direction. It's my responsibility to lead the way. It's my responsibility to make sure that we are productive and we are safe. Yes. Because at the end of the day, it's me who's accountable for the results. Yes. Whether good or bad, at the end of the day, I'm accountable. So I'll have no choice. Yeah. You're going to have to do what I want you to do, but we'll collaborate. We'll collaborate. Yes. And here's a plan. This is our target. This is what we need to achieve. Go into the face and do what you know best. The rest, leave it up to me. If there's a problem, let's have a conversation to say, how do we overcome it? So I don't think it wasn't bad for me. I think it was good, good exposure. Had very good managers along the way, I must say. Also, particularly because they were also graduates. So they understood the journey. They provided a bit of cushion, you know, soft landing. When you've got problems, you lean into them to say, you know what, agents, this is what I'm experiencing. How do I navigate through this process? And then we grow, man. We grow through the journey, through the experience. And it was a beautiful. I think it was a beautiful training program that I went through with the Green Company, and it laid the foundation to where I am today, I must say. Yeah. Yes.
No, that's excellent. That's excellent. So now let's talk about, I think you mentioned Nottenbelt, right?
Sure.
How was that guy for you? Because a lot of you guys in the especially he was at UG, obviously. A lot of you guys, especially that generation that got to be managers now, you speak about that guy.
Man is different. Is one charismatic. He's involved. Yeah. He's energetic. He's passionate, you know, and you learn a lot from that man, both from a theoretical perspective as well as practically. And he's pragmatic in the way he gives examples, the way he gives guidance, the solutions as well. It's something that you can implement. And or it's somebody who spent time, who's walked the journey, and he's got years of experience. So So it was nice. It was nice actually studying under him, and because he made mining fun. Despite the challenges that one would face in the workplace, and you hear a lot of people, "Hey, it's tough." No, he made it. He made you fall in love with the mine before you even arrived at the mine. So I think it was a good experience being around a seasoned person like Norton Belt.
Yeah.
His contribution to a lot of us who are in the mines today, I think it's immense. It's immense. Yeah.
Okay, so the his stats project, right? He had unfortunately when I went there, he was already out. But I heard that he had a stats project and so on. How was it for you guys? Did it actually, like you said, he actually narrowed the gap between the real world of mine and the academic side? How did that affect you? What was the whole purpose for the stats project?
So I don't think at the time the whole concept of the STES project I was there. I think I had already left to go UJ. Yeah, so I wouldn't comment much on it. But I must say, now his contribution to where we are. And another thing which I loved about Northern Belt, some of us really are without sponsorship.
Yeah.
He made sure it was his drive to make sure that each and every student who's in the faculty of mining has a sponsor. He'd call in whether Batuba Coalfields, you call in Impala, you call in Implants, you call in Boexar, you call in to say, guys, we've got X number of students, even the MQ at the time. Career-wise, you've got X number of students without sponsorship. They've got potential. What can you do to at least give them the support that they require to go through their particular journey? So even me myself, I was very fortunate actually to work for the Green Company, Exar, because I'm fit with nothing, no money. All we could afford at the time was tuition. Fortunately, then Northern Belt managed to organize something for us, and then through the bargaining, Exaro came when we were looking for students. Fortunately, they were looking for two. They were looking for a surveyor and a miner.
Nice.
Yes, so I happened to be, and the time, I'm in a lecture hall, but you know what, Exaro's looking for two people. Do you have a CV? I can have CV. Then I had to abandon class. Josie, taxi, Alex, get my paperwork back to Josie. Same day, back to Josie, submit. And fortunately called for an interview, went through the process, I think 3 interviews, and I got the sponsorship and the bursary.
Nice.
So then I was at least fortunate enough to have sponsorship throughout for the remaining portion of my studies.
Yes. Okay, no, man, that's good, because that's one thing that a lot of young students are facing now at varsity. Some of them are sitting now because they don't have someone to consolidate their student debt and so on. So I think the mines play a critical role in terms of that. Now let's talk about your mentorship, like mentorship for you. How has it worked for you? You understand? Was it really, really important, especially like you mentioned that you have the best managers? So now the mentorship part, was it prominent in you becoming a GM today, or how did that work? And even still today in this high position, do you think that you still need mentorship, or do you still have mentorship through it out?
Yeah, so mentorship is very important. Remember, you need people that are gonna at least guide you on your journey. You need people that have also lived the journey that you're on, but not always in your industry. Sometimes it's good to have people outside a particular industry who's got a different perspective altogether. Because if you only focus on people that are in your specific field, sometimes they've got a bias in how they guide you, in how they advise you. So it's always good to have people that are going to be a voice of reason. Sometimes you find yourself where you are stressed. You're like, this thing is not working for me. Then you pick up the phone to say, hey, Maran, this is what I'm going through. This is how I'm thinking about where I am today. What is your view? Then the person will, challenge you to say why. Why are you thinking that way? How do you feel? How does it make you feel? What has been your approach in dealing with a particular situation, and why are you dealing it in that way? What's happening around you? Is it resources? Is it people, relationships? You understand? Is it technical know-how, ability? And then they are able to then frame a different perspective, a different picture. And then, okay, I didn't see it that way. Okay, now I understand it. Okay, this is how this particular problem I'm going to approach it, given the context that I'm in. And then then you time and again you pick up the phone. You know what? Follow from our last conversation, I've managed to implement 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I on the right track? And am I seeing results or not? Then they'll be able to say, no. Here, I think you're losing it a bit. This is how maybe you need to pivot into this particular program. So mentorship is quite important. We try as well to mentor the young ones that are coming after us because we need to impart knowledge. We need to impart the skills and experience that we have. To guide them, because without somebody carrying your hand along the way, you end up falling into the wayside and then doing things that are not in line with the values that you subscribe to, the values of the organization, and the requirements of your particular job. So it's quite important to have a mentor as a sounding board and a voice of reason. Sure, and because remember, mentorship is important to get you there quicker because you don't have to struggle. Some people have struggled to get to where they are, but a mentor is able to remove those little hurdles, open doors for you, give you connections so that in fact I've got this boy Mabusha Kiyo, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, he's good at this and that. Hear him out. Give him a ear. Let's see what can happen. Obviously, not to spoon feed you or babysit you, but at least clear the path so that life can be a bit easier for you. And that's what we are also supposed to be doing. I mean, pay it forward. As the saying goes, you must lift others as you are rising, so that all of us can benefit through this journey and the knowledge that we have acquired over the years. Sure.
That was powerful. I'm actually touched by that.
Sure.
But that's what we actually need. So now let's speak about, mining. Mining is nice. The money is good. All that.
Is it? Is that
I
what
mean,
they
you
say?
mentioned it that you went there.
Sure. No. It's fair. It's fair.
The money is good. It's nice and so on. But one thing that people don't get to see is behind the scenes, the fatigue, all of that. And I just want to ask, Kore, how do you navigate through all that? You understand? Are you not tired? Are you not fatigued? And so on. How do you navigate through that?
There's a saying to say, if you do what you love, you never get tired. You don't look at it as a job.
Yeah.
Understand? Every day you wake up with a purpose to say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do better. I'm going to try again.
Yes.
So during the early stages, obviously it's taxing because you moving from a system to a scale. It's structured. It's lectures. It's after the lectures, it's whether you're library or you chill. And then all of a sudden you enter into the workspace. Now you thrown into a shift cycle. This week it's day shift, then it's afternoon, then it's night shift. Your body then needs to adjust. Your body clock also needs to adjust to say, hey, this tablets are literally when now Robert, you're used to sleeping at night. So it confuses the system. After a while, then you realize, okay, you get into that routine. 1, 2 is long hours, because you used to, when I'll go from school, after a long lecture, nap nyana, then you get into the books. But there, I'm going to shop at 9 hours. Sometimes it's 12, 15, 18, 20, or 24 hours, depending on the nature of the problem and the environment that you're in. So, yes, you get very tired. Sometimes you are, as a sort of Toma, you're like a zombie. Monday, night shift. Because now our night shifts are starting Sunday. Sunday night, what again? Still fresh. Monday. Tuesday, by Wednesday, Marana, you can feel the body, you're just holding on. Wednesday, Saturday morning, come on. And the unfortunate part is, Utole environment, they change you shift. When I'm going through, I'm completing my night shift. At least Saturday, during the morning I'm sleeping, then you do run some errands. Sunday I'm relaxing. Monday you can maybe day or afternoon shift. Saturday or Sunday overtime. You are required. Sometimes it is Saturday, it is a masama. Sunday you have to do the fire patrol. You end up at work preparing for Monday shift changes. You back on night shift, and so you end up in that cycle. Vele, you get tired, but you must find time for rest. And then it goes by the levels. The higher you go, the easier it gets because you are no longer physically doing the work.
Exactly.
But however, now the workload is a lot. I mean, because during the day it's meetings, it's underground, and then later after you've knocked off whatever time that is, then you must work on the administrative portion of it, respond to emails, read documentation, prepare for tomorrow, prepare for meetings, prepare for presentations. So there is a lot, but you need to structure yourself in such a way that you have got time, you compartmentalize your responsibilities to say, Nakweso, this is what I'm doing, this time to this time, this is what I'm focusing on this time. Then when you've got the structure and you've got the routine, rhythms and routines of how you manage your day, then you should be fine because you need to incorporate. You've got a choice. You stay late in the office, and then you skip family time, or you rather leave when it's time to leave. Spend time with the family. When they go to sleep, you get into the grind. Then you start working into whether it's midnight or whatever when the work is done, and then you rest, and then you back at work tomorrow. But it's always important to say, how do you structure yourself and make sure that the time that you set for yourself, it's respected, because you can't also allow people just to disturb your schedule as and when born, because it's a crisis for them. Then you get pulled in. So it's important to say, how do you run a workplace that has got rhythms and routines, that has got a structure, so that you are able to plan the work and then work that particular plan. So rest is important.
Because here they can just call you, hey, Mawish, we need you here. The shaft is bending, man. Come back.
It's true, and it happens, and then you must be open to that. To understand, mining, no 2 days are the same. This hour and the next hour. I normally tell Machida sometimes, you go to bed. Into their run, things are smooth, the production is humming. You just wake up nyana for bathroom break nyana. 2 hours later, you read the messages on the chest. What happened? 2 hours ago, things were smooth. Now all of a sudden, so it's like that. You go underground, you look at the whole mine. You see it's healthy. The shafts, belts are running. You're like, today we're creaming. 2 hours later, you get a call. This particular place, this is happening. So it's that's how dynamic mining is, and you must be able to be flexible, because if we're now so weekend there's no way it doesn't work like that. You need to be open to say anything can happen in time, and you are required, especially your responsibility.
Exactly.
You need to understand that you outside is that's another thing that people must understand. As a production person, there's no knocking off. Because I normally tell the guys, no, I was busy, church function. You can't organize people to come in Sunday by the fire patrol, and then you don't take care of it. Exactly. You must be available to say when they're in trouble and they need somebody to bounce an idea, or there's an emergency. You must be able to be reachable. So until now, when I'm on top production, it doesn't work. Then if the industry says about 9 to 5, then you should be fine. Then minus then minus yes.
I mean, we employ a lot of people, and in particular now, you as a GM, you have a lot of people under you. If one is to ask, how do you handle that? I mean, we spoke about fatigue and so on, but do you ever get to sit down and be like, Yazi, I have these kids or these people under me that I have to take care? Because I mean, one miner, especially as black people, you'll find that one miner takes care of a lot of families. You understand? And you, as a decision maker or as their leader, you have to actually ensure that whatever that you do doesn't affect them badly. You understand? How is that pressure on you?
So our responsibility is quite big. Not only in the workplace, but you need to consider, when you look at a particular, like you say, a miner, you need to think about how is he mentally? How do you take care of him?
Yes. Yes.
How do you help him as well take care of himself? Because the way he is in the workplace, it will resemble the results. It plays out in how productive they are, the mental state they are in. So what is important to also to always all the time consider our guys in the face are not just tools or resources. They are not robots. They are human beings. They get tired. They're banana stress. They've got personal issues. How do we at least make sure that when they're in the workplace, we make it easier for them to function?
Yes.
Because you also don't want to add stress.
Yes.
Already, Babang, like you're saying, they've got a lot of burdens.
Yes.
Responsibilities are weighing heavy on them.
Yes.
Mentally, they're not in a good state. How do we make sure that at least as they enter our premises, we make life easier for them? And how do we make life easier for them is how do we give them resources so that they can execute their job with ease and simplicity? How do we make sure that they are well resourced, capacitated in terms of equipment, in terms of labor, so that they don't have to make plans? Because it's also frustrating. You get into the workplace trying to do a plan. Yes, there's this target that you must hit, but you're not well resourced. How is it expected that you're going to hit your numbers?
Exactly.
It's important to constantly engage Lebo and understand what's frustrating them, because we do a lot, especially in our organization, where we believe that we need to constantly be in touch with the man in the face, because he or she knows they are the experts in what they do. Ours is just to say, how do we resource them so that they can make the magic, and that happens through what we call information sessions, where the teams meet with their line managers and us sometimes when you get an opportunity just to understand, just to talk about what's bothering them. We've got Gamba, go into the workplace, go and see what the people are going through. We talk to them, take an opportunity, guys. Once we visit the section, don't just go there further for inspection, but take the liberty to say, guys, what's happening? What do you need? How can we make your life easier? We've got the energy pumping sessions at the shop before they go underground every week, where there's engagements. You share what's happening, the business focus, you share the plans for the mine, you share the outlook, you share the performance results, but also you take questions. You listen to them to say, what is happening, guys? They voice out what is working, what is not working. And it can be a lot sometimes. Then sometimes you run the risk as managers to sit in your office and think, no, everything is running smooth.
Exactly.
But if you can think about the peddling, that like a duck, it looks good on surface, but the peddling that is happening underground is a lot, and you need to understand how do you make it easy for them. And then from us having those engagements, we then take note, and then we endeavor to make sure that each and every item that is raised, we close it out. And then we close the loop, go back to say, you guys have requested 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
We've delivered. Is it working? Have we delivered it to your satisfaction? If the answer is no, we go back. We don't say, hey, they're always raising issues. The fact that they are raising issues, it means they're still interested. And the relationship is healthy, because they're telling you to say, Mr. Manager, we want to do more. But unfortunately, the problem is XYZ that you need to sort out. Then it becomes our homework. But not only that, we extend it as well when it comes to, we've got programs, the EAP programs, for employee wellness. It becomes important to make sure we cater for them. If they've got stress, it's financial needs, it's marital challenges, they can then call in or have one-on-one sessions with our service providers to say, you know what, I'm in nice Mabusha, I'm not in a good space. Then they can give you that slot, however time that you require with them, obviously periodically, up until you're out of that challenge that you're facing. So employee wellness becomes important, because as we are doing the medical taruna, we also get to understand the health and well-being of our employees. So we've got a lot of programs around how to live healthy, how to take care of yourself, how to take, we've got also programs those that are unfortunately not of good health. How do we monitor them, and how do we make sure that they follow whatever treatment that they must be taken, because we want the holistic person.
Nice.
And to top it that all, or to top that all off, is a recognition, because it's quite important to understand that to complete the life cycle in the workplace, they need to understand what their deliverables are, but how do we thank them so that they can continuously bring their A game? Because if you are constantly working and nobody recognizes your effort, you ask yourself, but what am I doing? You understand? So we've got very good reward and recognition programs that we try just to keep the guys encouraged. Obviously, rewards and are not. They motivate you to a point. You understand? But we try as and when we keep on sparking that interest so that they remain top of their game and interested in what they are doing, because they are very important to the success or the demise of any organization. So, but the biggest thing is people need to know why they are in the workplace, and they need to understand their contribution, not only to their team, not only to their families, not only to the organization, but to the country at large, to say their effort goes a long way. Because of Rona, we are supplying ESCOM. So our output not only influences how the organization functions, but South Africa as a whole in terms of coal supply, and in making sure that the grid is healthy.
No, wow, that's very, very, very interesting. Because, like you mentioned, that you also have reward programs with it. Because sometimes, most of the time, the guys on the ground, when they speak, they'll say that we used to, after we get our call or so on, we used to be taken out to braai and so on. But it feels like the mine overseers are chowing that man and so on. But that's quite interesting.
Hey, we are big on that. I mean, we are big, like just now recently. So what we do, we've got milestones, just to share quickly. Where I currently am, but it's a culture. We brought that culture into the current mine that I'm at, Konyu, Denmark. So at the start of the year, we agree on a target. You know, this is the milestone that you guys must hit as a crew. And then when you hit this number, you know, there are certain incentives that we give the guys. The biggest one is we take the guys to head office. You know, they go to head office, nice, sing and dance. They get recognized by, you know, the organization, the top leadership, Exco. Even the CEO sits there, and then he gives the message of appreciation to say thank you guys, you know, and he'll narrate also. Take that opportunity just to tell them this is what Seriti is all about. This is where Seriti comes from. This is where Seriti is going. Keep on get inspirational messages to the guys, and just to say, you know, thank you for your effort. We see you. We see what you're doing, and we recognize your contribution to the group as Seriti is as an energy company. And then from there, we take them out, nice place where they can chill. And then thereafter, we call it a day, and then they go home. And then they feel inspired to say, you know what, at least we're not just being told thank you for mining fair by whether it's the shift boss, the mine overseer, wherever, but the top leadership of the organization actually appreciate what we are doing. And it's a competition, because each and every mine, each and every section wants to find themselves. They go head office. Not many organizations actually do that. Others again tell her, you've hit your target. Thank you. We're paying you by the way to do that. So we are just saying, no, let's take it beyond the salary. So how can we just keep motivating our guys, keep showing that appreciation? So that's what we do.
No, that's perfect, because I bet those people that you're actually taking care of are mostly excited, because sometimes just meeting with the executives just shows, or no, you guys are really in touch with your people. You understand? It's very, very much big. So now let's talk about the future. What is your foresee or your prophecy for the coal industry? I mean, there's a lot of things coming our way. They say, no, we're going green. And so I know your company also has a green part. And so, but for the coal sector, what is your foresee?
Coal is here to stay. It's a reality. It's a fact. We've got an abundance of coal. We are well endowed as a country. because a lot of you hear a lot of talks in the media, whether it's internationally or like, we need to transition away from coal. It's as a fossil fuel, it's polluting. Most of these countries built their economies on the back of coal. Because they took advantage of the abundance of that particular resource. And they have got strong economies today, and they are able to then pivot and do whatever they want. It's important to allow us as well as South Africa to say, let's use what we have at the moment to build the necessary capacity, to build the economy, to keep running these power stations. Because if we're saying we're going to move away from coal today, tomorrow, in the next 5 years, how are we going to replace it?
True.
We don't have the infrastructure at the moment to say we can just switch off the coal-fired power stations that we have that are sustaining the economy, sustaining the grids and our livelihoods. So coal is here to stay. What we need to look into is how do we then, they could talk about the energy mix. How do we then start to slowly introduce, like we are as Seriti, how do we introduce renewables within the energy supply as a mix, while we are still reliant on coal to make sure that we keep, first of all, the jobs. I mean, all these hundreds and thousands of jobs that are there, what do we do? Because there's no replacement for these jobs at the moment. Not to say they won't be in the future; they might be there. But our current reality today, where we stand, is that we need coal.
Exactly.
You understand? And because it feeds a lot of households. It sustains a lot of communities. It sustains organizations. It sustains the country as a preferred baseload, and we can't shy away from that. Yes, we understand the impact that it has, but that is why there are solutions to say how do we start to mitigate and minimize the impact that fossil fuels have in general on the climate. But over time, I think as we find solutions to manage the CO2 emissions into the environment, we have to say what do we put in place up until the eventual time where we can transition. But that's why we're saying it's all about how do we mix it? How do we bring hydro into the conversation? How do we bring wind energy? How do we bring solar so that we build the capacity that we require as a country? And then I think at some point maybe we'll move away, but it's what we have today, and we must maximize it and make money out of this resource that we are well endowed with as South Africa.
Exactly. So guys, you heard it. Stop panicking. The coal industry is still here to stay. The GM himself has said it. He's assured us as the public of South Africa, I guess, because he's in charge of these things. So they'll keep on producing and giving us those jobs. You understand? So let's not panic. So now, let's talk about this. Ne? I just wanted to ask something when it comes to your career, your story, right? You became a manager. You became a miner. You became a shift overseer. You became a mine overseer. I don't know why, because this terminology is in the industry. You mine manager, production manager, or operational manager. Now you are a general manager. In other companies, they'll say vice president. So now let's talk about, throughout this four, which one was the best for you? Voice moment that you'll go back to and say, yeah, I enjoyed it. And on top of, just to add on that, which one was the hardest for you?
So I think every role, it's got its rewards.
Yeah.
It's got its challenges as well. It's demanding and so every role that you occupy requires a different you.
Yeah.
The higher you go, that's why they say the higher the level, the bigger the devil. You understand? True, because you get your responsibility grows. You touch more lives as you grow through the ranks. I think where I am today is a beautiful role. For one to occupy. However, it's challenging because you are also a bit detached from the execution part, because you grow up as a miner, you are involved heavily. Everything is you.
True.
You go to shift boss, it's you organizing, executing. You're hands on.
Yes.
You go to mine overseer, it's the same. You're in the face. You're running with the guys. You're constantly, on the phone.
Yes.
You shifts, burning, killing fires here and there.
Yeah.
You go to production manager, section manager level. You're still heavily involved, but you're now more on the planning side. You become slightly a bit detached. Now that's where the role of influence starts to come in, to take shape. Mine manager role, you're a bit further, but now it's bigger. It's because decisions around how the operation runs, it's you now as a mine manager. General manager, it's even bigger because it's more challenging because the success or failure of an operation, it's me.
Yes.
You understand? I can't. I'm the accounting officer. I can't say it's
employer,
whoever. No, you're the
yeah,
employer. So you need to understand it's very challenging because one, the culture it's set from the top.
Yes.
If there's a very toxic and a bad culture, non-productivity to productivity, it's you.
Yes.
They look at you to say, but what are you driving that is giving us these particular results or not giving us results at all? How are you hiring? Because you can't complain and say, I don't have the right people. What are you doing about it? Are you training your people so that they can operate at the right level? Give you the right output according to the positions that they occupy.
Yes.
Rewards and recognition, it's you again. To say, are you paying people well? Are you incentivizing them well? Because you are then the conduit between what the operation requires and what head office can accept.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
Profit when the mine makes money or not, it's you again. Other operations are humming. What's wrong? We can see the positive trend in terms of the money, the revenue that's coming in. You can't stay behind. It's pressure to say, how do I also make sure that I'm part of the team? Safety performance. It's me. I can't say my people are misbehaving. Who are they reporting under?
Exactly.
You understand? The whole safety management system.
No, it's not.
You can't push it aside. You have to have that ownership to say it's me. If now people are consistently getting injured, it's under your watch. What are you driving? Where's the focus? Are you involved? Do you understand what is it that is creating these problems? Is it equipment? Is it conditions? Okay, if it is, how do you then intervene? What systems and processes do you put in place to make sure that you create a very safe workplace? You understand? Because there are various initiatives that can be driven from the group level. How do you then come and translate it into your own workplace? So it's very tough. There's no rest. How you realize this particular function or department has also got problems. You must also intervene. There's community.
Exactly.
They've got their own demands. They've got their way of thinking. They want business. How do you make sure that within the governance process you still accommodate them?
Yes.
Because we can't benefit as a mine operate within their space, but the community is not growing. How do we make sure that all the SLP, the CSI projects, we are running them and to the benefit of the community, municipality as well? Gamo, you've got Baberek, they've got their own demands. Their own demands. You've got service providers, we've got them business partners. They are not happy with their own employer, but they must give you service. How do you make sure that you bring them, make sure that there's a meeting of the minds? You've got Baberek, different sections with different requirements, different targets, conditions, teams are not so it's tough being a general manager, but it's very beautiful because you've got an opportunity to influence minds, to influence people, to influence culture, give direction, and when you see the results of the effort that you put in, how do you grow people? When you see those results, you then sit back and say, you know what, I think we are doing well for the people, because it's never about us. Because there's Simon Sinek says, the position that you hold, don't get too comfortable in it. It's not for you. It's for the benefits also that we have as general managers. They are not for us. They are for the position that we occupy.
Exactly.
So tomorrow you're no longer in that position. You need to then understand, how did you then give back to the people? So it's never about us. My boss normally says, hey Marana, we should not be celebrating that there's coal Coal is the responsibility of the man in the face. Ours is we need to be celebrating that we've got functional systems that are steering this ship, and we are sustainable and we are growing as a mine. You understand? So it's a very beautiful role, because yes, you've got influence. You influence one from stakeholders, you influence the employees, and you can also influence the business. And at the end of the day, you are then saying, as an accounting officer, to say, I'm contributing to the lives and the livelihoods of the team that comes in and out of this operation each and every day. So it's tough, but it's a very beautiful role. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Basically, being a GM, it's actually not just about management, but also leadership.
Correct. Because you need to make sure that your existence in a particular space, in a particular area, a mine, it makes a difference.
True.
Yeah, I understand. You need to make sure that you are constantly imparting knowledge. You need to constantly be learning as well.
Yes.
But how are you also imparting knowledge to others? How are you growing people? Because that's what I'm saying. It's never about you. You should. I should be happy to see people growing under my leadership.
Exactly.
Yeah, understand. I must be happy seeing people flourish, people reaching their goals, personal goals, financial goals. Career goals, teams growing, hitting their old production milestones, the mine growing year on year, showing an improvement. Then I'm saying, at least there is something that I'm doing right to benefit everybody within this operation. And when you see people happy, thanking you for the effort, the contribution, and then it puts me at ease to say, you know what, at least when I show up here, I'm making a difference in somebody's life.
True.
Yeah.
True. No, wow, that was profound. Before we conclude, right, I just want to ask Kore, what's one thing, I mean, you basically touched on it, but I just want to ask it now. Not that we're saying you're going to go soon or whatever. What's one thing that you'll want to be remembered for, specifically focused on the industry?
Yeah. So the thing about me, I hear your question, which I'll answer, but I'll answer it this way to say, accolades. Yeah, well, I hear, or how do they remember you? But who must remember you? You must always ask that to say, who do you want to remember you? It should be personal more than Mabusha saying, hey, you know what? I remember that guy. For me, it's about what will satisfy me.
Yes.
Before it's about
somebody
remembering me. What will put me at ease going to bed at night, knowing that I've achieved and I've conquered, because it's about me. It's about the self, to say, do I see myself having progressed in my career? Do I see myself having made a difference in people's lives? And I need to see the difference in people's lives, in whether it's you as Mabusha as an employee, whether it's the operation, the health of the operation, the safety of the operation, the profit of the operation, and the whole culture of the operation. I think I need to first and foremost say, I realize where we are going, and it's in a positive direction. Once I can tick that box, then I can be at ease to say, you know what, I've made a contribution. But if then we're to answer, what would I want to be remembered for? I'd want one day a person who I've worked with say, under Thabo, I was developed. Under Thabo, I gained a lot of knowledge technically to understand my role. Under Thabo, I was able to contribute better. Under Thabo, I was able to exert myself to the best of my potential and achieve the results that I wanted for myself as well as for my team. I would want to be remembered as well to say, I managed an operation that is living proof of that zero harm is possible. Where people come into their operation and then they live in one piece, if not better. They go home to their families. I'd want to be remembered as the GM that actually gave that recognition and praise to those people that deserved it. I want to be remembered as having created a space where people understand that there are no barriers. Anything is possible. Because I don't know what we can achieve. And in us not knowing what are the limits, we need to keep on striving to keep on breaking this ceiling, so that one day we can look back and say, this is where people thought we could perform. However, we showed people that actually we can go beyond what the mind can envisage. So I'd like to be remembered as a guy that made a difference in the industry, contributed to the growth of the organization, and the country at large. Because at the end of the day, we need to make a difference in the spaces that we occupy, especially where I am now, in the core space. It's all about how do we keep on powering South Africa through our organization, and making sure we make a difference in the lives of people who stand team, people that come in and out of our operation. So and I'd like to also be remembered as a guy we had fun with. We need to have fun in action, as much as it's a very formal, challenging work environment, but we need to have fun and say we go through the tough times, but we celebrate our achievements as well, so that we don't only focus on the negative, but we also focus on what is it that we are doing to grow each other. So it's quite important. But I'd like to make a difference and be known as a guy who made the impossible possible.
Nice.
Sure.
Nice. Fellow miners, I just want to say to Dada Ramara, thank you for your service that you're doing to our industry, our economy. Because most of the time, what I say is that we're even having this campaign where we're going to be like, thank you for your service to miners and so on, going on. Just to actually show that miners such as yourself, the guys on the bottom, the general workers, you guys are the people that are driving our economy to be where it is now. You understand? Taking out store of all of that is not just only beneficial to you guys that are working in this industry, but to us at large, the cars we drive, all of that. So we actually thank you for your service. You understand?
Sure.
Thank you so much. And thank you for coming here and sharing your story with us. So miners, again, I just want to say that I want to thank our partners, Sub-Sahara Power Distributors, for powering this movement. And again, I'll speak to the Ramara after the show so that he can come to the Minor Podcast launch. Yeah, that thing is happening. You've seen we have big names there. So I'll ask him again, because I don't like texting and asking, but I want to ask them in person. Yeah,
Sure.
So to those that want to partner with us for that launch or the Minor Podcast, please email us at info@theminorgroup.co.za. Thank you.